Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the Afrobaum Queen. Welcome to this channel once again on our Valentine special. And babe, welcome.
Yeah, it's nice to be here again. This is I think this is the third time getting used to now.
Yeah. And guess what, guys? We're shooting this video on the Sunday, on the first Sunday that the president has actually opened church. So we are from church, we are revived, we are happy. Okay, we're also happy even if there's no church.
We're tired. Very tired.
Yes, church is very tiring, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Because it's work.
Yes. Yeah. And guess what, guys? Today we are talking faith.
Yes.
Today we're talking marriage and faith.
The importance of it.
Yes.
And she's gonna take a lead.
Of course, it's my channel. I'll take a lead.
Okay.
My understanding. All right, baby. Faith and marriage. Remember, we are coming together, two different people, having brought up two different ways. We are coming together to develop our own culture. Like we said in the last video, culture is very important, and faith is one of those pillars as well. It can either make or break a marriage. I'm yet to see a marriage where the one partner believes in something else while the other believes in something, and that marriage is working so nicely. Because once you have children, then where are the children going to go? What faith are the children going to follow? What religion are the kids going to follow?
Yeah, and also faith is deep.
Yeah,
you know, faith is deep because
deep.
it brings together mental, emotional side of things and the spiritual. Like it affects those parts of a person all together.
Yeah.
So now a person who believes in something, especially religiously, is bound to be stubborn.
Yep.
In terms of what they believe in.
True.
Now you can imagine when you have now two people that believe
in two different
in two different, let's say, way. Like they believe in two different ways in terms of faith. And chances are they're gonna be stubborn in terms of what they believe in. There's gonna be a problem there. The way I see it. So things can get
very complicated, very
emotional, tense, and they can deteriorate very quickly, as you say.
And like you said, babe, when we first met, when you said to me that God said, if I don't believe in that, I'll be like, dude, please, please, can we be practical? But because I believed in the same way, or rather in the same God,
yes.
And like that, my way of believing was the same as his. It was easy for me to understand when he said to me, babes, God said.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, it's a language that I understand, because with faith, it's like you said, it's very deep. It's very, like, try and convince me that God is not God and Jesus Christ did not die for my sins. Bruh, you're gonna die trying.
You see, now it's not God.
Exactly.
You see, and this is the first level of our discussion. But when you take it to the next level, we become specific now. We're not just throwing it out there as a general conversation where we say doesn't matter what you believe in. When we take it to the next level, we will say, if you're born again, it will always be our advice that you marry a born again person as well.
Yeah,
that's the next level of it. Why? Because you believe in the same thing, or same entity, or deity, whatever, and you believe in the same way.
Yeah, it's
gonna help you so much in your journey of marriage. Because if many a times people that got married to people that are born again, or married people that are born again and they are not born again, it's struggle.
Yeah, it is a struggle.
It's like a struggle, and sometimes an unnecessary struggle in a manner that it's a struggle that could have been avoided.
Exactly. Like in most cases, you'll find couples that say, no, we believe differently and we are okay. But when push comes to shove, let's say for instance we are facing a challenge, I believe in prayer, you believe in doing things, or you believe in whatever. So whenever we are discussing or we're talking about this challenge that we are facing, it needs to go back to the source, because as human beings we always believe in a higher being. So now when we're supposed to go back to our roots and to our higher being, then we go separate ways.
And again, we are discussing it from a human level.
Exactly.
But when we take it to the next level, the spirits that are operating inside the both of us are different.
Exactly.
You know, like you believe in something else, for example, as you say, and I'm believing in prayer. So the spirit that is operating you is the spirit of that thing that you believe in.
Yes.
And the spirit that is operating in me is the spirit of God, because I believe in prayer, I believe in Jesus. Do you get what I'm saying? So the Holy Spirit operates in me, another spirit operates in you, and now there's a clash.
It's a constant struggle.
There is a clash of spirits.
So you get to a point where we can talk about everything in our marriage, but let's not touch our spirituality.
And just to add there, babe, and when major decisions have to be made.
Yeah.
Because remember, if ever I am a believer, I'm born again. The major decisions that I make in my life, they are connected to my spirituality.
Exactly. We are spiritual beings.
Yes, I have to consult, my God, like before I make life-changing decisions. And maybe you don't believe in that.
Well, love is blind, they always say. You fall in love and then you find out that you don't believe in the same thing. Our advice would be, rather find somebody who believes in the same thing that you do. This also helps when the kids now come into the picture. So now when the children come, I don't want to be teaching them something and he's teaching them something else, and then I feel possessive, like, no, don't teach this to my kids, and he feels like I'm the head of this house and my kids shall follow this way. So can you see that it's going to be a constant struggle? So our advice would be, it's better to marry, especially when it comes to marriage, to marry somebody that believes in the same thing that you do, because otherwise spiritual discussions are going to be not on the table. There's always going to be war. Yeah. So you end up saying, okay, I'm going to heaven for myself, you have to do whatever you need to do, but unfortunately you guys are actually one, and being one means that in everything, in every area of your life, you're going to meet somewhere. So even if you can say, okay, fine, let's leave the spirituality out of it, let us just do marriage, let us just love each other, let us do this, I will find myself praying for him to say, oh God, please save my husband. Because I will never be satisfied, honestly, with him. Let's say for argument's sake, if I believe, or if what I believe in is what's going to take me to heaven, and I believe that what he believes in is going to take him to hell, I love him, right? So it's going to be my wish, it's going to be my prayer. You'll find out that constantly in my prayers, the only thing that I'm praying about is him turning over. And he is wishing on the other side that I wish this woman can stop this nonsense of hers and follow what I follow. Yeah. So it's going to be that constant struggle over and over again. But hey guys, at the end of the day, like we said, this is what we believe in as the Maqaqas. You guys do you, but this is our piece of advice.
And insofar as kids are concerned, you are setting a foundation, right?
Yes.
Because as they grow older, they're going to choose for
their
themselves
own way, yes,
which way to follow.
Exactly.
But it is important to set a foundation. But if you start by setting a very confusing foundation, you'll
stone and brick.
You'll find kids that later really on in life that are messed up, are confused. So it is important that at least you are on the same side, so that whatever you give your kids, it is actually the same thing.
Exactly.
The foundation is that.
So if there's any of you guys out there who are already married and they are believing in different things, good luck to you guys. We pray that you find your oneness. We pray that one leans over to the other so that you guys can walk the same route. It does not matter. Okay, I would love for all of you to be Christian, but people have their own choices. And like we say, kids even grow up to choose whatever they choose. So whatever you have chosen, I just pray that somewhere, somehow, you go and become one with your partner in that.
Actually, we my love, we encourage it.
Yes.
We encourage that if you are married and you believe in two different ways. You need to find a way to find a common ground where one maybe tends to the
another
side of another, so that there can be harmony, even spiritually.
Harmonious marriage, because otherwise, guys, it's just going to be tough. Faith is not easy,
and faith plays a very important role in marriage, because there are things that do not make sense in terms of
physical
mentally,
level.
On a mental level. Like you want rationale, you want justification, things that because life is life. Life can throw some seriously heavy balls. And now that's where religion, that's where faith comes in. Where things are surpassing your understanding. You need now just to believe that things are going to be okay.
True.
So that's where faith comes in. So families that just believes in nothing. I don't know how they make it, but faith plays a major role. In our marriage, faith has played a very big role.
A huge role. I mean, in most of the times when we felt like quitting, we always resort back to the faith. Always resort back to the faith. What would God have wanted for me? What would have God wanted for us as a couple? So if we did not believe in the same thing, I don't know how we would have survived, really.
And sometimes it gets to that point where you are both tired. You are unable to give each other strength.
Yes.
So you need external, encouragement and strength. That's where faith comes in.
Yes.
It has helped us so much in terms of our own marriage. And sometimes there are sicknesses. I'm just a practical example. Sometimes there are sicknesses where you try doctor, nothing works. You try that, nothing works. Then the only thing that is left is prayer. So it helps when we both believe. When we both believe. Because now I know that my wife is praying for me, and I'm also busy praying for myself. We believe God, both of us, for healing. Yes, when I'm winning in terms of strength, like my strength is waning down because this has been long.
I can't take it anymore.
My wife keeps going. My wife keeps believing, keeps going, and that gives me strength. So that's why I'm saying that in such situation, and even in other situations, it has played a major role. So believing couples, out and out said, are blessed couples.
And babe, just to bring it home, there would be times where I totally feel like I can't do this anymore. Whatever it is that I face in life, we face together, right? Because we have a principle in our marriage to say we are on this side and the problems or the challenges are on the other side. So when I feel so weak, I even get weak in the faith, and I'm like, God, I cannot do this anymore. And guess what? For some reason, when I am that weak, my partner is actually at his strongest. He's waking up in the middle of the night or waking up early in the morning to go and pray and lift me up in prayer. And before I know it, I will go through that phase of me I'm so tired. I cannot do this anymore, blah, blah, blah. And funny enough, when he feels like that, that's when I'm believing God. I'm like, babe, we're almost there. God is watching. God is busy preparing a meal. We are about to feast. And at that moment, he's like, yo, woman, it's been so long. How can you still be saying this? So whenever he is weak, I am strong. When I'm strong or when I'm weak, he is strong. So it has helped in that sense. So imagine if we did not believe in the same thing. When he feels that weak, I'd actually stand there and say, I told you this thing of yours doesn't work. Look now.
This brings to mind a scenario, like something that happened when there were a lot of things that were happening in church. I'm a pastor, as you know, and I was like, no,
I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm just not going to church today. I'm just tired, a lot of hard work that I put in, and I don't see the results. I don't feel appreciated. And I don't feel like the results are coming. So why should I do this if there are no results at all? I'm just going to sit here today. I'm not gonna go to church. You go to church. We were going through a lot, both of us. My baby, we were sitting on the bed. I still remember. It was around about half past 5 in the morning, and that was summer in Limpopo. Then my baby looked at me and said, listen, when you married me, you introduced yourself as this man of God that has been called and responded to the call positively. I took you knowing that we are caller and we have been called to pastor. So this is who you are. This is not just what you do.
Yes.
This is who you are. So I don't know any other you but this. You cannot just decide to sit here just because you don't feel right. So she just said that to Maqaqa. So get up, collect yourself,
and let's do
and do this thing.
Let's do it. I remember that morning very well.
It was very hard, but I pushed myself because she was pushing me, and I went.
And it boils down to the fact that we believe in the same thing.
And we had a wonderful service that day.
We did.
Wonderful service that day. So what I'm trying to say is that it's true what she's saying. When another is weak, another is really strong and empowered, and
and I don't wait for your thing to fail so that I can say to you that, you see what I mean? So come over to my thing, because we already believe in the same thing in a way. So I can only encourage, he can only encourage and say, babes, remember our God does not fail. Right now I feel like he has failed me, and he will be like, God does not, then he'll start counting one by one. Remember this, remember that, remember that, remember that. And all of a sudden I am encouraged, I come back to myself. And when I'm at my peak, all of a sudden he crashes. Guys, we've been through the most. One day we'll share the stories.
And ultimately, guys, is marriage comes from God.
Yeah.
Marriage
it's his institution.
From God. If you read the book of Genesis, from the earliest, God is already pronouncing that it is not good for a man, not for a man and his name as a male figure. But it was not good for a man as human being to be alone. So marriage comes from God. God meant human beings to have partners and families. So it's something that is very, very important.
And only he can sustain it.
And now when you enter into it without him who started it, it becomes a problem. So faith is that important. It's that foundational in families.
Wow, babe. I think we've said a mouthful, guys. Like I always say, this is what has worked for us. Be encouraged. Do not dismay. Do not be discouraged. Pick yourself up. You can still make it. You can still, if you are waiting for somebody that believes in the same way that you do, continue trusting that God that you are waiting upon, and believe that when the right time comes, he will make it happen. Don't settle just because you feel pressured or you feel whatever it is that we feel out there. But if you've been waiting on God, continue to wait on him, because you know that he is faithful. If there's one thing you know, is that he is faithful, and at the right time he will deliver. So continue and do not settle. All I can say is that do not settle, because if you settle, one of the things that you're going to pick up in the very early stages of that marriage is that, you see, now this is what I did not want, this is what I did not want, this is what I did not want, but you had made the decision to settle otherwise.
No,
so
I agree. I agree with you 100%. If you're waiting, keep waiting and get what you're actually praying for.
Yes. All right, guys, I think that's it, babe.
Yeah, no, I think insofar as this, yeah. Thank
you so much for coming and sharing your insight. It's always so refreshing to hear your wisdom, and just what do they say, to bask in your wisdom. It's always so nice.
I'm blushing, guys, already. What my wisdom.
Yeah.
No, thanks, babe. Thanks.
So
it's nice to be here, as I said.
So thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the last one for this month, and hopefully we will bring another one somewhere towards the end of the year. Maybe our anniversary month, but our anniversary month is also our birthdays month, so we don't know how busy that month is going to be, so no promises. If not later this year, then definitely next year, February, we'll bring another installment of this Valentine special. Continue enjoying love, continue sharing the videos. If you are new on this channel, welcome, and please press that subscription button and become part of this family. We love you and God bless you. Bye.